Your shower is not dirty because you are lazy. It is dirty because nobody ever told you what the Japanese worked out 400 years ago. Nobody is hiding a squeegee in cold water from you. There is simply no product to sell around it, so no one selling cleaning products has a reason to mention it. In Japan, the bathroom does not accumulate soap scum, pink slime, or black mold along the grout lines the way yours does. Not because Japanese bathrooms are built differently. Not because they use some product you cannot find here, because of a daily habit that takes about 90 seconds and removes the one thing that causes almost every bathroom cleaning problem you have ever dealt with. You have scrubbed your tub. You have sprayed bleach on the grout. You have tried every product on the shelf at the hardware store. And 2 weeks later, the pink slime is back in the corners and the glass door looks like it has never been touched. That is a moisture problem, and the Japanese solved it before the modern cleaning industry existed. By the time this video is done, you will have the complete system, the daily method that stops the buildup before it starts, the deep reset for a shower that has already been neglected for months or years, and the one natural two-step process that removes soap scum that commercial products failed to touch. Not because commercial products are weak, because they are working at the wrong pH. Stay with me. The reset method alone will change what you think is possible in a bathroom that has been neglected for years. Now, the mold and soap scum problem, and there is a real irony here, you have been treating the symptom. Product on that shelf is designed for the moment you can already see the problem. Every week, or maybe every 2 weeks if you are being honest, you spray the walls and scrub. You get the bathroom clean, you leave, and within 4 or 5 days, the film is forming again. The grout is darkening. The glass is clouding. Mold colonies can establish on a wet surface in as little as 24 to 48 hours, a time frame documented in the EPA's guidance on indoor mold and moisture control. That is basic biology. A warm, humid shower wall with soap residue on it is an ideal growing environment, and you hand it those conditions every single morning. The Western cleaning model is reactive. You wait until you can see the problem, then you attack it. The Japanese model is preventive. You remove the conditions that create the problem in the first place, every single day, before you leave the bathroom. This is patient upkeep, not cleaning in the dramatic sense. It is the removal of the cause so that cleaning rarely becomes necessary. That is the daily discipline you want. Now, the Ofuro tradition and what it teaches you about your own bathroom. In Japan, the bathroom is treated as a hygiene space, not a storage room, not an afterthought. The word Ofuro refers to the bathing ritual itself, and the relationship to cleanliness it carries is one most Western households simply do not have. In a traditional Japanese home, you rinse your body before you enter the tub. The body washing happens seated outside the tub on a small wooden stool with a handheld shower. Soap and body oil stay off the tub walls entirely. By the time you step into the soaking bath, you are already clean. Yuki still washes seated on the stool before she ever steps into the tub, the way she did growing up. I tried explaining the tub versus shower distinction to a plumber once, and he looked at me like I had made it up. I have stopped explaining it to anyone who did not grow up with it. That single habit alone eliminates most of what you spend your weekends scrubbing. The walls, the tub floor, the drain area, none of them ever collect body grease because the grease never touches them. The tub is for soaking in clean water, not for washing in soapy water. And when you leave the bathroom, one more step happens. The step that changes everything. The bathroom is rinsed with cold water, walls, floor, the tub itself. A cold water rinse drops the ambient temperature and pulls the humidity out of the space before it can settle on the surfaces and sit. You do not need a Japanese bathroom to do this. USB on this channel. One honest fix for your home and your yard. 30 years of methods, tested by hand, nothing sold to you. If that is useful to you, subscribe and the next one will find you. Now, for the daily method itself, here is exactly what you do. Shower before you step out, switch the water to cold, and give every wall surface a rinse from top to bottom. 20 seconds. The cold water drops the temperature of the room, discourages mold from establishing, and pulls residual soap off the tile. Then take a squeegee, a long-handled one, about $6 if you do not already own one, and run it down every glass panel and flat tile surface once. Start at the top corner, press the blade flat against the surface, and draw it down in one smooth stroke, overlapping the next pass by about 2 inches. 45 seconds. Then leave the fan running for 30 minutes, or crack the door if you have no fan. The air movement finishes the job. That is the daily system. Cold rinse, squeegee, ventilate. Total time under 90 seconds. Do it every single day, and the buildup that used to take your weekend to fight will stop forming entirely within 2 to 3 weeks. Walk away. The commercial sprays are not solving the problem. They are renting you a clean surface for 4 days. Next, the weekly maintenance that replaces every chemical spray in your cabinet. Once a week, after your daily rinse, mix 2 tablespoons of citric acid powder into a spray bottle of water. Citric acid is sold at any grocery store or hardware store for about $8 a bag, and one bag lasts most households 6 months or more. Spray the tile walls, the tub surface, the grout lines. Let it sit for 5 minutes, then wipe with a soft cloth and rinse cold. Citric acid works on mineral deposits, hard water scale, and soap scum because these are alkaline substances. The acid dissolves them at the surface level without any scrubbing, without any fumes, and without damaging grout or acrylic finishes. The commercial bathroom sprays you are used to use synthetic surfactants and sometimes bleach. Bleach whitens grout temporarily, but degrades the grout material over time, which is why older bathrooms develop hairline cracks and darkening that no amount of scrubbing improves. Citric acid costs about $8 and does the job without that trade-off. Keep this up every week and mineral scale will not return at all. That is the weekly method. Let me know in the comments whether you already squeegee after your shower or whether that has never been part of your routine. 1. Now, the reset clean for the bathroom that has been neglected for months. This is the part most people have never seen. If your bathroom has significant existing buildup, years of soap scum baked onto the tile, grout that has gone gray or black, glass that looks permanently frosted, the 90-second daily method alone will not be enough to start. You need a reset first. And the approach here is the reason I wanted to make this video. Western cleaning culture uses a single product with a single pH level. You spray it on, you scrub, you rinse. If it does not work, you buy a stronger version. Japanese professional cleaning uses a 2-step sequence at opposing pH levels. And the reason it works so much better is simple chemistry. Step 1 is the acid pass. Mix citric acid solution as described above, but stronger. 1 tablespoon per half cup of water. Spray every surface generously and let it sit for 10 full minutes. Do not touch it. Do not wipe it. Let the acid work into the mineral deposits and soap scum. When the 10 minutes are done, wipe with a soft cloth. You will see the residue lift cleanly. Step 2 happens immediately after. Take baking soda, which is a mild alkali, and mix it with just enough water to form a paste. Apply it to the grout lines and any remaining dark areas with a soft bristled brush. The brush to use here is called a tawashi. It is a natural palm fiber scrubbing brush used in Japanese households for centuries. Firm enough to clean grout without scratching tile or acrylic, and it does not harbor mold the way a synthetic sponge does. It is available from most kitchen supply shops or online for about $12. Apply the baking soda paste with the brush, work it into the grout in small circular strokes, then rinse everything cold. The reason you do not mix the citric acid and the baking soda together is that they neutralize each other. You need the acid to work alone first, then the alkali to work alone second. 2-step sequence removes buildup that a single commercial product cannot touch, because it attacks the deposit from both directions. One thing worth being honest about: if the grout has been stained for many years and sealed that staining beneath a layer of old sealer, this method will improve it significantly, but it will not make it look new. Nothing will. short of regrinding the grout lines. What it will do is stop the active mold and restore the surface to a state where the daily method can keep it clean going forward. The full reset costs about $20 in materials, the citric acid, the baking soda, and the brush, and takes about 30 minutes for a standard shower. Now, 3 things that will undo all of this. And the first one surprised me when my father first pointed it out in Nagano, standing in the washroom doorway with a wooden-handled squeegee in his hand. He never let hot water run at the end of a bath in that house, and 40 years later the tile in that bathroom still has no grout staining at all. The first is hot water at the end of your shower. Hot water keeps the humidity elevated in the room for much longer after you leave. Cold water is the key. The temperature drop is part of the mechanism. The second is bleach on grout. It whitens the surface, but weakens the material underneath. Within a few years, you will have grout that crumbles at the edges and holds staining more aggressively than before. Honestly, just skip it. And never mix citric acid with bleach or a bleach-based cleaner. Combined, they produce a toxic gas. If you have used a bleach product recently, rinse the area thoroughly with plain water and let it dry before applying citric acid. Citric acid and baking soda, that is the combination. The third is cleaning only when you can see the problem. By the time mold is visible on grout, it has been established below the surface for days. The daily method keeps you ahead of it. Once you fall behind, you are back to the reset process. The total time this system takes, if you do the daily 90-second habit every day, and the weekly citric acid spray once, is less than 15 minutes a week. A single traditional scrubbing session takes longer than that and leaves you further behind than you started. Cold rinse, Squeegee, Ventilate, once a week, citric acid. When needed, the 2-step reset. Brush on the grout, that is the system. Run it for a month, and you will not go back to anything else. Next week, the same logic applied to the kitchen drain and the washing machine. The 2 places in your home where buildup is already happening and you cannot see it yet.